Now friends, welcome back to another episode of Generation Films. My name is Alan. Today we're going to be continuing our series about the real size of movie monsters. We're going to be taking these gigantic beasts and comparing them to real-world items and objects that we're pretty familiar with. In our last episode, we covered iconic monsters like Rancors, King Kong, and Godzilla, so be sure you check out that video. Once again, we start off in a galaxy far, far away with the legendary Zilla beast. Native to the world of Malistar, this gigantic lizard-like monster once roamed free, devouring everything in its path. The Zilla beast had an extremely powerful shell which was able to resist even the heaviest turbolasers. But like Captain Planet, this gigantic monster had a severe weakness to toxic sludge. During the Battle of Malistar, the Zilla beast, which everyone thought was long extinct, resurfaced after the Republic launched a giant EMP attack on the Separatist droid army. The Republic manages to subdue the beast and take it back to Coruscant, where Republic scientists want to study its armored shell. But as we all learned from King Kong, you should never take a giant monster back to a populated city. Or as the monster sees it, a very diverse buffet of sentient beings. Luckily, the Grand Army of the Republic was able to kill the beast. And because that Zilla beast was most likely the last of its kind, it's now extinct and you don't really have to worry about it anymore. Although Palpatine did secretly save its corpse and attempted to clone a new one. The Zilla beast was over 97 meters long, or 317 feet. It's just a bit over 3 times longer than a Boeing 737-600 series. Another terrifying Star Wars monster comes from the prequel era. We're talking about the enormous Sando Aqua Monster, easily one of the largest monsters we've ever covered. What makes this aquatic monster scarier than usual was the fact that it had limbs very similar to a giant cat, making it relatively nimble and able to grab onto things. The Sando Aqua Monster was also almost able to kill Jar Jar Binks and therefore end his evil reign of terror prematurely. The Sando Aqua Monster could grow up to 200 meters long, that's around 72 miles. That's just a bit shorter than 3 A380s lined up nose to tail. Next up, we're going to be talking about J.J. Abrams' mysterious creation, Cloverfield. Now, I've seen all 3 of the Cloverfield universe movies, and I still really don't know what the hell is going on. But I do know that the monster in the first movie is enormous and comes from the ocean. It also apparently is just a baby, but still over 300 feet tall, the exact length of a football field. Its feet were also said to be the size of a city transit bus. Another type of gigantic monster also comes from beneath the ocean. Well, at least a dimensional rift that is beneath the ocean. We're talking about the Kaijus from Pacific Rim. One of the tallest Kaijus from the far superior first Pacific Rim movie was Leatherback. Leatherback was a Category 4 behemoth who was over 267 feet tall. That's around the height of 15 Crown Vic yellow taxi cabs stacked on top of each other front to end. In comparison, the Jaeger Gypsy Danger was just a few feet shorter at 260 feet high. But unlike the Kaiju scum, the Jaeger was made here on good old planet Earth and piloted by humans. Hashtag humanity first, hashtag deport illegal aliens back to their dimension. So our next monster is going to be a synthetic AI one, and it's also not officially in a movie, it's more in a video game, but it's a video game that's so cinematic that might as well be a movie in the first place. We're of course talking about the Reapers from Mass Effect. These gigantic AI-powered synthetic ships could range anywhere from 160 meters to over 2,000 meters long. Harbinger, one of the first Reapers, was also one of the largest Reapers and was one of the AI ships that was roughly around 2 kilometers long, which is the same height as 3 Empire State Buildings plus 1 Burj Khalifa tower plus a Boeing 737. The thing was absolutely enormous. Thank God Commander Shepard, or as mine was called, Alan Shepard, was a complete badass. He was also the first American to be in space. Lastly, we have the dreaded sandworm from Dune. These gigantic monsters roam through the vast sea of sand on the desert planet of Arrakis. They were a terrifying part of life on Dune, but also a necessary one. A sandworm's life cycle helped produce spice, one of the most powerful and important trade products in the galaxy. Luckily, these giant sandworms had one weakness: water. Large sandworms were known to have grown up to 400 meters long, just short of the longest ship ever made by man, the 458-meter-long Sea-Wise Giant. It's also rumored that towards the southern pole of Arrakis there are even larger sandworms that could grow up to 1 kilometer long. That's roughly the length of 3 Nimitz-class aircraft carriers placed end to end. Well guys, that's our video for today. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button so you don't miss out on the rest of our awesome content. Also, let me know in the comment section below if you want to see more of this series. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Alan, reminding you as usual, life is a movie and you guys are the protagonist.